We have with us today Patrick Mende, the National Minister of the Secular Franciscan Order of the United States. He has joined us at the regional meeting chapter of ministers of the Blessed Catering region of the Secular Franciscan Order. Patrick, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'd like to find out a little bit more about the Secular Franciscan Order.
Good, let's do that.
Okay, tell us.
We were founded by Francis of Assisi in the 13th century. Our first rule was approved by the Pope in 1221. We have been in existence for the 800 years since. And the members of the Secular Franciscan Order, are lay people from every walk of life. We are married or single, we are men and women, and we come from all walks of life and all professions. We are secretaries and nurses and doctors and teachers and artists and just every occupation you can imagine. We are a cross-section of all of humanity. We are a worldwide order. We have more than 400,000 members in our order worldwide. In the United States, there are 18,000 brothers and sisters, and we follow the rule of life that's called, or the form of life is often referred to, and it is a way of following the gospel life as shown to us by our founder, St. Francis.
So what do Secular Franciscans do?
We do practically everything. So you will find us in soup kitchens, you will find us in shelters for the homeless, you will find us in highly specialized ministries. For instance, in Brazil, Secular Franciscans support the work with the lepers in the Amazon. You will see us in parish ministries in our parish. We do such things as the Ministry of Care. We are lectors. We work in bereavement ministry. We support our parishes in many, many ways. So there again, always bringing our care. It's not what we do, it's what we bring to what we do. And what we bring is our charism of peace and of joy and of love for God's creation.
So that's what you would call the Franciscan charism.
Probably in a nutshell, that's a good take on our charism, yes.
So how does somebody know that he's got a vocation to the Secular Franciscan Order?
Well, it begins with some stirrings in the spirit. There are good practicing Catholics who think there is something more. And they're searching at this point for that what more. And they begin by learning more about us. They're drawn by the ministries that we work in, or how we approach them. They meet us in our parish, and they're side by side with us in the food pantry, for instance, and they see something special about us, what we bring to that ministry, and that awakens the stirrings. They want to learn more about us, so then they come to visit us at one of our local fraternities and begin perhaps a period of discernment. Do they have a vocation? And is it to us?
So how long a period of time do people who are interested in the Secular Franciscan Order, do they go through a process of discernment?
It's about 3 years. They begin by the period of orientation. And that's really a come and see period where they visit with the local fraternity and get to know us. They're offered some book to read on the life of St. Francis, and a little bit as they meet with the person on the formation team and get to know more about us. The important part of this orientation period is getting to know us, who we are as people in this local fraternity, and who we are as Franciscan people in this local fraternity. If their interest is really, if they're really interested and want to begin further, then they're admitted to the formal process of inquiry. And this time period is about 6 months. It can last a little longer. as the individual need is there. Should they complete this period and really believe that they are called to our way of life, there is a formal admission to the period of candidacy. And candidacy really means that this person is in serious discernment as a candidate for our order, which will culminate in not less than 18 months with their profession, their promise or perpetual commitment, and it is a perpetual commitment to observe the way of life, the holy rule of the Secular Franciscan order. And at that point, they are formally received as perpetually professed brothers and sisters in the Secular Franciscan order. And it's important to emphasize that it is a lifelong commitment.
What are the kinds of expectations that the Secular Franciscan order has and that the individual has for himself as a member of the order?
It's a real commitment to live our holy rule. It is a commitment to express our way of life, to contribute to the life of the fraternity. The leadership of the fraternity, while they are called to animate the fraternity, the life of the fraternity, the life of our vocation is fed by the professed brothers and sisters. So those brothers and sisters perpetually professed indeed live the rule. They live our life to the best of their ability, and that is the gospel life, as shown to us after the manner of St. Francis, we say.
You're telling me that if you live the Secular Franciscan life, it has to be the same life that Francis lived 800 years ago?
No, absolutely not. The spirit of St. Francis leads us to the gospel. What does gospel life mean to us today? We are called to go from gospel to life and life to gospel. So what does the gospel tell us? How do we take it into the marketplace? We as secular Franciscans live in the world, and it is there that the world is our cloister, if you will. So it's in terms of our service to humanity using our gifts. It's how we live the gospel life, how we dwell in God's presence in our everyday circumstance.
You're telling me I can keep my cell phone and my computer and I don't have to live in extreme poverty?
No, I'm talking about simplicity of lifestyle. You certainly have to have what you need to live in this world. The difference in the emphasis on poverty is that we have the things we need, but we own those things. Those things don't own us. So we have no attachment to earthly things. They serve a purpose. You need a plate to eat off of. You need spoon and knife and fork. You need food on the table. You need the telephone to communicate. You need the computer to communicate for the same reason, because those are our methods of communication. And they enhance our ministry in so many ways. So it's not a matter of this abject poverty vision. It's a view of simplicity. Are we poor in spirit? And poor in spirit calls us to recognize that everything we have comes from God, who loves us, and is put at our service that we may fulfill our lives as Christians, and as Catholic Christians, and certainly as Franciscan Catholic Christians.
If someone is interested in learning more about the Secular Franciscan way of life, who would they contact?
The shortcut is 1-800-FRANCIS, and the National Vocation Director will help them find the region in which they live and the fraternity nearest them.
Are there enough fraternities so that we actually cover all of the United States?
We have 718 canonically established fraternities in 30 regions of the United States. And so there should one fairly close to anyone who's looking in.
Okay. Is there a website that they can go to for additional information?
There is, and it's called NAFRA-SFO.org. And on behalf of the Secular Franciscans of the United States, and indeed throughout the world, we wish you peace and all that is good.
Thanks again, Patrick.
Thank you. All right.